Hi, back on the bench to finish off the STR-7055 made by Sony. The on and off switch was broken off. We fixed that. Now it's working perfectly. So now I'm going to continue on. The chances are if you have the STR-7055, just like this one, you're going to have the same issue on the power amplifier board. So just watch the whole video and watch at the end how I repaired it. Now first of all, I'm making sure that all the power is off. There's no power to this whatsoever. Putting this back on. There, that works. Bring you guys closer onto this end. This side is pretty easy. There's only one screw holding this. There's one screw. This is the light bulb here. And I could have gotten the same light bulbs on eBay. 16 bucks for shipping. So it would have come up to like $40 for 3 light bulbs. It's just ridiculous. There's no way that I'm going to do that. So I'm going to replace those with these ones here. These are 12 volts. And it should give me enough light. I've got 4 LEDs attached to this. So this is what I'm going to do. There, it's all put back together. Look how beautiful this looks, eh? Really, really nice. Let's turn it on and see. And this is the switch that I've repaired on the first video that I've showed you guys. It's working really well. Pretty excited about this. Changed these 2 LEDs and this one also. Love this amp. This is a really nice amp. I had to glue the balance knob. Can't wait to hook speakers on this and hear the true sound of this amplifier. Anyways, there you go, guys. I want to check some capacitors on this board. Now before I start poking in there, I want to make sure that I have no voltage. My power supply cap, and these are the big mothers right here. So there's no voltage and no voltage. So I know I'm good to start poking in there. There was 3 caps, this one, and this one on the left channel, and this one, and that one. The ESR was high, should I say. So I've changed them, and meanwhile I must have touched this transistor, and I've shorted the center leg. Anyways, I'm going to attempt to solder this back together. I'm not sure if I should take this off completely and do it, or should I just try to attempt? What do you guys think? I'm going to decide that in a couple of minutes, but be interested to see what you guys think. This one here, where it's been soldered, you can tell I'm going to be touching that as well, because I'm pretty sure this is ready to snap off any time or any minute. So it's probably a blessing that I did this. And there's 2 other ones This one here is the same, very same, and there's the other one. So you can bet your boots that I'm going to be checking those two as well. We'll put it back together then, and then we'll see what happens. This is an NPN. It's working. And this is a PNP. There. The key is not to touch those again, I guess. So I'm still having an issue. This light is totally cut off. Okay. Look at this. Guys, I gotta show you this. My issue was I wasn't able to set the bias on this channel, and a little bit more investigation was there was a lot of that glue that was set around here, and you can tell how the corrosion was advancing well. Look at this resistor. Look at the green mole on this one. This one here, the leg was cut right off. And when I first tested it, I was able to set the bias at 50 millivolts, but I might have just touched it and it broke the leg off. It was just about to rust right off, and this would have caused a problem down the road for the customer. And all I did was touch it and it snapped off. It's a good thing that I did. I'm going to be checking these resistors right here, like this one and this one. See if they're still reading as they should. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. Should be a 4.7 ohm, but it's reading at 7 ohm. But it's on its way out. Look at there's two major cracks here, and the corrosion around here is definitely a sign that it's on its way out. It's suffered too much damage. Anyways, we're going to change that, no worries. My multimeter is on the ohm tester, and here we go. It's testing 7 ohms. I'm gonna definitely put a resistor that's called for. It's the 4.7 ohm resistor, and I'm gonna put that resistor in. This one here, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's R771, 4.7 ohm at half a watt. Pretty sure I have that here. 4.7 ohm. Look at that. Here's 47 ohm. These are 47 ohm at half a watt. That'll do the trick. That's exactly what it's asking for. And this is the other 4.7 ohm resistor that I've pulled out. I'm just going to change it anyway. At least we'll have a match, right? Not a big difference, but you know what? Difference enough for me. I'm changing them. This board is all done. My board is back in place. I'm ready to set the bias on this. According to, they want 50 millivolts in between this pin and this pin. This would be for the right channel. The left channel is right here, and between this pin and this pin, I'm going to be looking for 50 millivolts right there. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to get one of these little screwdrivers of mine. This one should do the trick. Yeah. So watch this. Don't want anything higher than, I've got it up to 47, but I think it's going to go up because it hasn't been turned on for more than 5 minutes, and it does say turn your amplifier for 5 minutes prior to adjust. So this number is bound to go up as it warms up. So I'm going to let it warm up for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and readjust this to 50 millivolt. Let's try this one. I'm reading millivolts, so I'm pretty excited about this. The last time that I was checking this, I was in voltage. I had about 9 volts in here. There, we're starting to climb. Yeah, it was closer to 49. Now I can't even get closer to that. That's how touchy it is. It's 49.9. I think I'm going to leave it there. It's pretty good. This one is at 51. Let's try to kick this one back. Perfect. So the bias is set to 50 millivolt, right and left channel. Happy with that. I'm going to check for DC volt. Let's try that. Okay, so we're set to 0 voltage on the speaker terminal. I'm happy with that. So this is the radio. The radio is sounding really nice. But you notice how the mute is off, but if I flick the mute on, when I'm on that station, I still should hear that station. This mute is only to mute in between station, right? So this is not set properly. Now, according to, I was reading on the service manual, the mutation, should I call it, now this mute should mute in between station, but right now it shouldn't be muting this because I'm dead on a station right here, so I still should hear some music. So this is not set properly, and according to this, my mute is a T202 pod, which is this one right here. Turn it until I hear the station. Now, see that? The mute is off. I hear the noise in between station. Flick it on. I don't hear the noise. Now I'm set properly. Station here in my city. That's set properly. There, I've got a sine wave of 1000 hertz. And I've got it hooked up on my scope. I'll mute the sound here because it's really too hard on your ears. I just wanted to show you that I have a nice sine wave. It's equal. I'm up to 10. I'll bring it down to 5 volts per division. Pretty cool, eh? And if I put it with an 8 ohm, and I'll do this at 10 volts per division, see where it's going to clip. It's clipping right there. So 10, 20, 30, 40, about 43 from peak to peak. 43 volts right there. It's equal. I'm going to kick this back, give it a little break, but this is not even warm. Feel a little bit of heat there, but that'll be it. Works lovely. See the new capacitors that I've put in? This here is the resistor that I had to solder the leg again because it was all rusted out. Clean all of these pods. Brand new LEDs. It's just looking beautiful. There, put the bottom plate back on. An issue setting your bias, or if you have voltage at your emitter resistor, you may have the same issue that I had with this one. If you have the same receiver, this is the Sony STR-7055, there is a spot in the power supply amp board where it's really rusty, and all I did was I've touched one resistor and I lost everything. So if you have the same stereo and you have the same issue, make sure you watch the video to see where I found the spot. And chances are, if you have the same stereo, you probably have the same issue. And I would really appreciate if you guys could subscribe to my channel. Next video coming up.